Lately, I've been on the hunt for the worst three weapons in the finals. It was pretty easy for me, didn't last very long. The worst three weapons have been agreed upon by a lot of other people within the finals community as well, and I'm just going to go over them today and why they should never be touched. Starting off in no particular order, the spear. The spear is definitely by far one of the worst melee weapons in the game, yet alone a good weapon at all. On the spear, there's a primary and secondary fire. The primary doing 65, 80, and 90, and then the secondary spin move does 105 damage 3 different times, and the animation. This animation cannot be canceled, to my knowledge. I remember there was a way, but I couldn't figure out any way how to cancel it. This has to be one of the biggest downfalls. There's been so many times I've jumped on a guy with this spin technique just for that guy to run away, and I have no way of canceling it, and I just sit there spinning in circle like the Tasmanian devil as the guy just nails me. This weapon feels like it defeats the purpose of a heavy, as I can't be frontlining with the spear. I have to get a jump on them, so I'm running in the back lines, and I don't have any movement besides the charge and slam. On light, the reason why the melee weapons are at least at like a C tier is because you have dash, you have teleport, you have ways to mess with people and be able to capitalize off the movement and the damage. But with heavy, you don't have that. The only success I found with the spear is just breaking through the wall with charge and slam or the ceiling, landing on them, letting it rip, and hoping that I'm gonna win the fight as I just stand there and spin. I will say though, this was a fresh new look into the heavy. I had a lot of fun playing it, but I definitely was not going to be able to win in any comp games. I was playing World Tour at the time, and I did go like 16-1, and I'm like, this kind of does defeat the purpose of this video. But overall, I just can't do my job as a heavy. Another thing I will mention about the spear is that you can actually slam people through the barricade. So if you're just putting a barricade up, hiding behind it, and just spinning, you'll whack people as they're running through or around the barricade, just through the barricade. So you could really build around the spear, but your team has to know exactly how to play around you, and just, it's better to have a gun. I mean, if you are going to try and run the spear, I definitely recommend running Lockbolt. It prevents people from getting away from you, and it can give your team some target prio. I haven't really found any like huge success or team wipes with it, but it's better than running other things on heavy. A loadout for the spear is going to look something similar to this, being charge and slam or goo gun, spear, Lockbolt, dome, and barricades if you want. I still run the C4 as the whole job of a heavy is to use C4. I think that is one of the must-haves of the heavy, and that's what I think. That doesn't really play into the spear very well. I should also mention that there are tons of different combos that you can learn with the winch claw and the quick melee, but I don't think any of it is even worth memorizing. That's going to wrap up everything on the spear, but of all three of the weapons on this list, I think spear is still the best. On to our next weapon on the list, dual blades. I feel the dual blades actually has some potential to be able to zone some teams with the reflection damage. You can actually use it to get closer to enemies, and being on the medium class with the jump pad and DMAT, you can move around a lot more. The dual blades do have this weird attack pattern where it does 50 damage twice, then 60 damage twice, and then a final strike for 65. For the alternate fire, you go into a defense stance, taking reduced damage and deflecting the bullets. This doesn't seem to have headshots though. The reason why dual blades are so bad for the medium class is that it's kind of counterintuitive to run them, as your job as a medium is to stay alive and keep your heavy up and heal and defib on cooldown. But with swords, it really incentivizes you to frontline and block, which is not really the role as the medium, so it just doesn't work out. Dual blades niche, which is the deflect, the movement of the sword, there's just no real benefit to deflecting here besides staying alive for a little longer. And if anybody sees you coming, they just back up. With dual blades, it's also a lot harder to hit more than one target at the same time. To my knowledge, there's no thresholds that are being broken with a quick melee, so there's no combos that I can think of to even have any benefit to running the dual swords. As a heavy main, a lot of your support is coming from your medium, and the last thing I want to do is see a medium with dual blades step in front of me, blocking my shots and preventing me from doing my job. It's just so counterintuitive. Loadout with dual blades is going to look something like this. You're going to have DMAT, the dual blades, jump pad, goo, and defib, but honestly, I would recommend running heals over DMAT, but if you're running dual blades, you're not doing your team any favors anyways, so might as well not. Last and least, the GL32. I hate this weapon so much. I've tried so many matches after match. I couldn't even get any clips with it, and it's so bad at doing the heavy's job. Every time I play this weapon, I feel like I'm playing an off-brand Junkrat, but my bullets don't even blow up on contact of the enemies. I mean, it's just a worse version of the CL40. Each one of these grenades are blowing up within a 4-meter radius, doing 83 damage per body shot. There is a pretty fast time to kill on this weapon. Without these bullets blowing up on contact, it just feels so useless. There's not really any other loadout you can run with this weapon to improve its effectiveness. I mean, charge and slam, you're in their face and you're shooting your own body, you're taking your own damage. Once you're bringing them close to you, it's the same exact situation. And with goo gun, it's just blocking the damage. This weapon just doesn't work in the heavy in all regards. You have to stay behind the lines, rat, and shoot bullets into the fray and hoping you get some kills. And it's not even that good for stall. Half the time I've seen you have to sit the perfect distance just to get those shots off, and it blows up on point just for the stall not to work. I have found some success with trapping people in rooms with barricades and then just lobbing bullets in there and hoping they're making contact and just wait for the team wipe noise. I mean, you're just so hands off with this weapon. It doesn't feel very skillful, and I mean, it can be fun, but it just made me mad. I have some people get some clips with this weapon, but if you're going to spend that much time into one weapon as bad as this, spend that time into a better weapon, it'll be way better off. It also could just be me, skill issue for sure. I just can't get a handle around this thing, even though I had like 6,000 hours on Junkrat for some unholy reason. I also don't know what it is with this weapon, but I've done more self-damage with this weapon to myself than I have with RPG in the last year of running it. Someone strapped a magnet to my chest or something, bro. I just can't stand this weapon. The 1v1 potential of this weapon is also non-existent. 9 times out of 10, you're losing that 1v1. And the other 1 out of 10, that guy jumped off the map. Like, it's just not happening, bro. Just run any other weapon besides this weapon. There is no true upsides to this weapon. It's just a worse version of every other weapon on heavy or every other weapon in the game. A classic loadout for the MGL is going to look like bronze, and don't run it. Maybe I'm giving this too much hate. Out of all the weapons on the list, I thought this was going to be the best because you actually shoot, but it's turned out to be the worst. I have not found any success with any other gadget. Rarely barricades, rarely lock bolt, but honestly, have this weapon in your hands, just go around meleeing. That's your best choice for you to run this weapon. Well, that's the 3 worst weapons in the finals. I feel like it's been that way for a while. I don't think they're changing any of these guns anytime soon. They're not even worth running. I have seen some people just run these weapons for the memes of it, or towards the end of the season. It's been brutal, by the way. I have so many dual blades on my team. It's not even funny. Thank you guys for watching. I really do appreciate this, and I always will. It means a lot to me that you made it to the end of this video. If you guys have any comments, concerns, or anything like that, make sure you put them down below. And if you agree with me or disagree with me, make sure you state your opinions, because, you know, it's just my opinion at the end of the day. And I'll have to see you guys in the next one.